Good morning to the entire world community and world stage of leaders that are being threatened by the falsifications and bureaucratical bullshit and politics going on in the world, unfunding the real truth. Now, Vladimir Putin and Volodymyr Zelensky, 78% of the population in Ukraine are threatened with assimilation by either the rest of Russia or, as in metropolitan Russia, by Anglophone culture and the current British monarchy and European Union that is falsified, hiding the truth about me, King James Ian Werbisky, being the real British Russian monarchy through Washington Topinski Verbisky and Ronald Crawford Watson. I am God Almighty, the limey kingly Messiah, and besides me there is more. A long time ago, between 2,500 and 3,500 years ago, the Anunnaki showed up from Nibiru. Nigrus, they showed up and they started coveting our earth, and they started making clones to mine for them. Why? I'm going to get to that. Because their atmosphere was screwed up due to them exploding volcanoes with nuclear technology. They were exploding bombs, and they ruined the ionosphere on their earth. They ruined their atmosphere. So they came with nuclear weapons, and they came looking, and they came to Earth, and they started what is called the Book of Wars. They started warring with me. They started warring with me. I was Zeus, the founder of the parliamentarian monarchy, the real monarchy, through Greece and through Russia. I come from the necropolis. The Parthenon is my house. I am the necropolis. Hilda Pauline Berdopoulos is my grandmother. And I have the bloodline, the direct lineage of King Zeus. I have the bloodline of Thor, Odin, and Zeus, and the bloodline of Anastasia. I have the royal bloodline from Russia, which makes me pure. The present monarchy is full of shit. And my good friend David Wilcox did a session on it, showing how they broke succession, and then further breaking succession in the late 1800s. So presently put, Queen Elizabeth is impersonating me. Wade Allen Ischenko's impersonating me. You're not the monarchy, so don't ever go there. Prince Charles, you're not royal. I'm not getting a monthly salary. Everybody gets a monthly salary. The monarchy belongs to me. Everything belongs to me. It's my monarchy. I have a Bible that proves this. I also have a Bible. Vladimir Putin and Volodymyr Zelensky. I have Bible that proof I am leader of Greater Britain. Greta Thunberg, and Terry Tory is Terry Torvey. Is Torvey, the Viking, and Greta. And yes, and it's actually Torby, it's Greta Britain. So all of that belongs to us. See, I created the government in Egypt and in Greece. I had the whole government, and I started teaching everybody through there. Then the Anunnaki came in, and they started making clones and bringing in and making Negro clones, subservient, low Negroes that had no emotions, and they were just completely screwed up, and they were mining gold and diamonds and whatever other thing you have it. And so now they went to war. That's right. There was Poseidon, Thor, Odin, Zeus, Persephone, and all the gods King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table. King Arthur is my uncle that comes from Ronald Crawford Watson, and his name is Roderick Arthur Watson, and he's King Arthur. He's actually the real king. He's actually the real monarchy. It's through James Werbisky, James Richard Werbisky, and my uncle. And so, here is where this gets really interesting. Now, the knights, King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, are no different than Zeus and all of the gods. So here is problem, Vladimir Zelensky and Vladimir Putin. I don't have access to Triangle. I don't have access to any technology. Now the United States is lying. The United States is hiding scientists. They're making covenants. Same as you, Roderick Arthur Watson. You made gods for yourselves of gold and silver. You shall not bow down to them or worship them. For I, the Lord God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity up to the third and fourth generation. So what we got to do is 1 acre of hemp puts out more oxygen than 1,000 hectares of forest. We need to send spaceships back to Nibiru with hemp, some strains of hemp. And then we need to get growing some hemp and then start sending all the Anunnaki, all the Negro people and all the Indian people, all the native people, they have to go back to Nibiru where they came from. Two shalt not covet. No. I've been watching this my whole life. I'm the smartest human being on earth. I gave you a bit of a beating the other day, Vladimir Putin. You lost. How many people did you lose? You really upset at me. I got mad, and I didn't mean to lay a smack down on you, but I had to simmer you down somehow. I understand what you're going through. Russia is going through a tough time. You do not want to destroy all the boreal forest. Agreed. Now the United States is going to be giving Russia money. They're going to give Russia money, and they're going to help Russia through this tough time. Why, Joe Biden? Because you're a lying scumbag. When I was born, I have a book, Yukon's Women of Power by Joyce Hayden. When I was born, I had an 11-inch penis. They operated on me and crammed my pubic bone into my bowels. I've got people torturing me in my house with sarin gas, using electricity and fucking brutalizing me, using harps in Alaska. Now the harps have to be taken down. Mr. Zelensky and Mr. Putin, them harps are not good. The harps are just no good. It's microwave radiation, and they're cooking everybody. See? You might say Putin too. Your hair Putin thin? Nah, you know what? The harp's no good. Russia no have harp. Why Russia no have harp? Russia's smart. Russia have glory. That's right. That is true. Those two are glories. Those are true. Now the reptilian race. I created the reptilian race on Earth. There's 3 planets. There's Nibiru, Orion, and Earth. And I created all the solar system. I created the universe, the solar systems, and everything. And then these people came to the Earth and are coveting the Earth, stealing our resources. Tony Beats in Dawson City, trying to lie and say it's his government. Seth, which would be Kenneth Lee Oakley, and George Martinson, who is Kenneth Lee Oakley's son. They named him George, so his real name is George Oakley. He's claiming it's his government. It's not his government. Two shall not covet. In the 10 Commandments, two shall not make took Kenneth Lee any graven image, so get rid of every trace of Kenneth Lee Oakley, George Martinson, and Sophie Martinson. Get rid of all of them, and Shane Oakley. We're doing that immediately. Injun, unless you're a female reptilian and you're my wife and you're gonna come and live with me immediately and help me, you need to go. You defaced my Sphinx. You disgraced me. Shame on you. I come from Khufu. I have green eyes, bright green eyes. I'm reptilian. Here lies the good thing. There are some reptilian East Indians, some reptilian Negroes, and some Indians that are reptilian. We can save some of them. but 67% of the population has to go. So, how are we going to do that? The Anunnaki need to go back to their own planet. You're not stealing our resources. You wrecked your own Earth. You wrecked Nibiru. That's your problem. However, I will help you with strains of hemp. I'll give you strains of hemp. Now, if you grow hemp and you start growing hemp all over the place, you're going to help your atmosphere. It's just going to make things all better. Hemp's like that. Hemp heals ALS, peels ALS. Hemp peels away ALS and heals people. What? Yeah, I have the cure for ALS, Huntington's chorea, Shy-Drager syndrome. I'm the foremost leading authority on the HIV/AIDS virus. I am a doctor, fighter pilot. I'm a Navy SEAL. I am God, put it. And besides me, there's none other. And I have a spaceship, and I have the power to destroy Earth. I can destroy Earth and end all of you on this Earth. Now, I'm thinking I'm going to do that because I'm really getting tired of people like fucking Pustin Crudo that don't want to listen. Now, I'm going to reach in and grab you by the neck and I'm going to rip your throat right fucking off of your head if you do not listen to me. Because I have all of my conversations recorded with you. I told you, Justin Trudeau, to build a water pipeline from Lake Winnipeg, build it up on the top, just underneath the Northwest Territories, right? You guys are listening? Same as Russia. Right, Lake Ilnyov, you're right. And then you water, flow down and grow hemp. Same as Canada, grow hemp. We need more oxygen. Our atmosphere is heating up because you're cooking the earth with those harps. I want the harps turned down today. Or 10 Commandments, 2 shalt not covet, Joe Biden, we're going to have a go about. You better believe we're going to have a go about right out in the front of the White House. We're going to have a tussle if you do not turn that harps down. I'm not asking, I'm telling politely. I am God and I know how to repair everything. Now, what's wrong in Ukrainian is you're Russians. No, we're not Russians. Yeah, you are Russians. And I'm not going to argue with you. You see this map here, right here? Soviet Socialist Republic of the USSR. There's Ukraine right there. You're part of Russia. That's called Prussia. You were always part of Russia. So what makes you think you're better now? You think, oh, we're just going to break off. Same as Lucien Bouchard said, we're going to break off. We're going to break off. Call yes, bien. Why did they want to break off? Because they knew about me, the Limey Messiah. I was living down there in Quebec and in those areas. And Guian, my twin brother, my identical twin brother, Guian, from Australia. We're identical. We both have green eyes. Right? Okay, now you guys are starting to get this. So Lucien Bouchard wanted to separate because the Merovingian kings, Grandma Werbisky, Lynn Werbisky has the bloodline, the royal king's bloodline, the French bloodline of the real royal British family. And she also has the Russian bloodline through Washlin Topinski Verbisky. He has the royal bloodline from Russia. So not only do I have both priesthoods, the Davidic priesthood and the Aaronic priesthood, I also have the Russian royal bloodline. I have the real British royal bloodline, and Queen Elizabeth's not royal, and Prince Charles not royal. Now what we are going to do, if Prince Charles tries to claim that he's the king, we're going to declare war on Britain, and we're going to attack Britain, and we're going to demolish the European Union. Because the European, Ian Jin, you're not God. Book of Acts, chapter 17, verse 23, as I passed by your devotions, your Devon Roberts and your Billy Jamesons, I noticed this inscription that read, to the uncle known God, whom therefore ignorantly worship him, declare I unto you. I him. That's right, my name is actually James Ian McCall. No, Moses was king in Jeshurun, Moses Werbisky. When Moses, that's right, through James Werbisky, I have James's bloodline, and they named me James Ian McCall, and I'm Dr. Ian McCall. I have all of this proof. But I'm a Werbisky, and I'm a Watson, and a Berdopoulos. All three royal bloodlines. Okay, now pay attention. This is going to get really complicated for you. You got to listen. I'm not going to ever tell anybody this again. I apologize, Trudeau, but I'm tired of telling you this and you threatening me, trying to threaten me with police. You've got people sneaking around under my fucking apartment building, torturing me. They used the harp on me last night and people were yelling at me. And I said, I know you're yelling for me. I am the Limey Messiah. I have green eyes. If I pull my glasses off, they'll put a clone on there to make it look like I don't have green eyes. Two shall not covet. See, that's not Gien. Gien's not coveting. That's right, Gien, that's right. There's two of us, the dual messiahs. It's not Thomas. I don't know who told you guys that. So how are we going to stop this? Number one, Ukraine cannot go with the European Union because Jin is not God. And the British monarchy, the present British monarchy that owns all the money, that's all my money. They're lying. They're full of shit liars. And I have a book that proves that, right, Uncle Rod? About you knowing Princess Diana personally. Slept with Princess Diana a couple times, did you? Yeah, we can take a lie detector test on you. You want to do that, Uncle Rod? Let's get a lie detector test. Hey, Auntie Ernie, what do you think? Maybe you want to talk to him about cheating on you with Princess Diana? No. How do you know that, Ian? I mean, I am God, Uncle Rod. You're not God. It says to honor your mother and your father, so that all your days on the land might be long, Uncle Rod, and that you might not lose your penis. For letting Edgar Jacob claim that he was the dual messiahs, him and his brother Ewan. No. A wrath from the heavenly realms. I am Makal Alpha and Omega. Oh. The Alpha and the Omega is me and Gien, my twin brother. So this is what we're going to do. I'm in charge of the British monarchy. I want to get an allowance immediately. The monarchy knows where I live. Prince William, you know where I live. Kate, you guys all know where I'm at. You know where I live. I want an allowance immediately. Mr. Biden, I like bugging you. I'm tough too. You're tough too. I would never disrespect you. Thank you, Mr. Biden, for not going in there and attacking Russia or Ukraine. That's not it. Russia is slowly disintegrating because they made a whole shitload of clones. They made a whole bunch of stupidity, and they're just wrecking Russia. And Putin's not wrecking Russia. He's trying to make things better in Russia. In Russia, everybody's doing good or everybody's doing bad, right? Now, in Russia right now, there's an economic recession because we can't keep relying on oil. Why did they attack the Holy Land and Sudan and all that? Because of the oil. We can't worship oil. You can't drink oil. Oil doesn't do anything for you. Oil doesn't do anything for you. The only thing that oil does is it helps your body. Hemp oil, not crude oil. See, Justin Trudeau, the prime Ianister, Ian Ischenko. I have a thing that says that I went by two names. Same as James Ian McCall, the real Limey Messiah, me here. I had the last name Ian Ischenko. Yeah, so I now have a police report with Ewan's blue ink. Ewan's truthful blue ink, proving this. Ewan's going to testify to this being truth. And he knows this, and he will testify. And Ewan's actually better than Edgar. Edgar's the Jin. The Jin, Theji, Edgar Jacob Ischenko, Edgar James Ian. I'm reptilian. And the aboriginals are the Orionites. We're the First Nation people. The Indians are not the First Nation people. If that was true, then in Sweden, all the people in Russia and Sweden are like white colored. They're light colored. And why are they light? Because there's not much sun. As you go down to the equator, where Grandma Berdopoulos comes from, there's lots of sun. So that's why Grandma Berdopoulos was dark. Grandma Berdopoulos was naturally dark. Just like Veronica, the government. Veronica, the real beautiful East Indian beautiful East Indian woman. Yeah, that's the government. There you go. That's why they're dark, because in the equator it gets more sun on the earth. Now the politics are the people that right under the Tropic of Cancer, there's a round like this, and in their eyes are like that. And they can beam, but they can also give you cancer. They can do all their politics. It says stop politics, stop those people. It says stop it. It is not all right. It says, "Two shall not make unto thee any graven image." Two, right? Right? You understanding what I'm saying? The natives and the Negroes. "Two shall not make unto thee any graven image. You shall not bow down to them or worship them." Please do not do that. Okay? The black stallions, the black budget, they're not representing me. Because if they were representing me, I would have all the access to all this technology. I'd have the access to the library. In Italy, the library. In the Vatican, the Vatican, what is Vash Capellos? Shiva Virk abducted my uncle, or Edgar, and stole his sperm, and they created Vashi. Vashi is not the system. I repeat, Vashi is not the system. Prime and Esther. Wherever you are to go to James the Righteous, for whose sake the heaven and earth came into being. All right. Now, in Book of Revelation, yes, Vladimir Putin and Volodymyr Zelensky. In the book, it says, "And he shall strike the nations with a sharp sword." With a sharp sword. Steve Sharp's word. Now he's the cop that's representing me. He come from the Yukon. However, he changed his name. And he shouldn't do that. It says not to worship the beast. However, he knows this is truthful too. "And he shall strike the nations with a sharp sword." With Sharp's word. Okay? Sharp's word. That's 7 years. Stephen Sharp. Stephen 7, that was 7 years. We're going on 12 years. So I'm pissed. Fuck am I pissed. We are getting rid of the nerve gas. Or you're going to find my mother Annie that's in Sitka, and you're going to render double to her, lest you share in her sins. Sharon Boyle. Using oil, mixing oil and sarin gas and pumping it through all the sewer systems. Not allowed to do that. Well, would you put a tube up your ass and pump propane up your ass? Would you do that? No. Well, then why would you do that through the sewer system? Why would anybody do something that stupid? Oh my goodness, Papa Putin. Why would people do that? So this is what's going to happen. "Two shall not covet. However, two shall have no gods before me." So Russia and the States are going to attack Britain. As soon as they try to lie and say that Wade Allen Ischenko or Prince Charles or anybody else is the king. Not my James Ian. I have a brother, a twin brother, an identical twin brother with brown eyes. He's not that either. It's me. And my real name is James Ian McCall. It says, "Fear him that can kill both the body and the soul." All right, me and Gian. Fear him. Jim. James Ian McCall. And I am James Ian McCall. And right now, Alan Ian McIntosh is either coveting me or my brother James Ian Werbisky's coveting me. Because it says to stop the Jews. I have the Werbisky bloodline, but I'm reptilian like my father, James Richard. He's reptilian. My uncle's reptilian too. So what we're going to do is the United States is going to send the aid package to them. You're going to see through that each month Russia's going to get an advance. Russia's going to get an allowance until they can economically pull themselves out of their recession. Now we're going to set a meeting between Vladimir Zelensky and Vladimir Putin. You're going to sit down and Vladimir Zelensky, you're going to tell Vladimir Putin what makes you think you're better than Vladimir Putin. Really. Everybody in Ukraine has the last name Chenko. Everybody is Russian. Almost everybody there is all Russian. It's always been Prussian. So why do you want to separate? It's the same as when the Rock Machine and the Hells Angels went to war. in Quebec. Never mind whether they were the Rock Machine or the Hells Angels, they were Quebecois, le Quebecois fighting le Quebecois. So why were they doing that? So why are you doing that? Come on, Putin, let's give us a smile. That's what I thought. So, slack down. I don't want to hurt innocent people. So, we have a problem on Earth. There's too many people. So, let's get rid of the people. You're not allowed to clone people. No, no, no. We have, 2 or 3 Kenny Oakleys. Why do we have them? And he's under different names, and you giving people ID? No. You are absolutely never to clone anybody or to give them an ID. And if you ever clone somebody, you have to come to me and Guillen and ask our permission or my uncle's permission. What do you think about that? Uncle Wise Ass, pay attention. I'm the smartest human on earth. The United States fed me something to try to get me to forget how to fly fighter jets. What happened? The Ghost of Kiev? Oh, I do remember. That way you're looking at me, Well, I had to do something, man. Between me and Guillen, Guillen said, Ian, get up there and slack him back. So I laid a beat on. I did that, Mom. You better believe I did that. Okay, so why are you guys torturing me with nerve gas? What gives you, Melanie Jolie, what gives you the right to think that you can give people technology and all of this to torture me? They're flying around in triangles all over the earth, going here, there, out to Mars, out to the moon. There's a base on the moon, and going down to Antarctica and everything. Princess Diana's still alive. It was her clone that died in the car. And scumbagging me and abusing me. Yeah, when Princess Diana was actually really my wife, the real monarchy was Diana, and I and Diana. Ian and Diana. Yeah. So, that never did happen. From what I know, that didn't happen. So why did you feed me stuff to make me forget? You guys have people working out at Area 51. Then all of a sudden one day you feed them a bunch of stuff so they forget. Why are you doing that? That's how you treat military people that serve their country? The unknown soldier in Canada is me. So right now, Unjin, unless Unjin is reptilian, stop Unjin. And if you are reptilian and you are my wife, you get your fucking ass over to my house immediately, Unjin. You get your ass over to my house right now. You're getting spanked if you're reptilian. You're my wife. You do not bow down to niggers. Ever. Or Indians that think they can just sneak across the Bering Sea land bridge and covet the Yukon territories and then whine and bitch constantly when you all know the truth. You know that you're coveting my earth. I'm God. Says clean up, take care of yourself, Alfred Browen. Worry about you first. Clean your act up, Alfred Browen, before you worry about my act. I didn't steal from you. You stole from my brother. Remember that. Oh, I do have a good memory. Okay, your brother J.D. Browen has a daughter with Lois. She's reptilian. She can stay on Earth. Good. But all the Jinn, cloning all these Jinn and putting Jinn in the Yukon, no, they need to go. Period, Alfred. They need to go. So you gotta somehow pacify this community, and they're not natives, and they're not Inuit. They're Indians and Eskimos. Now, I am a First Nations person, okay? Why? Because I lived at Nate first. Kind of deal, sort of thing. Why am I a First Nations person? Because I'm Aboriginal. Orion, Ian? Zion? Yes, I am Aboriginal. I am an Aboriginal person that came here. I created all the earths. I created everything, and I put these people here, these people there, those people there, and I organized what happened. Not anybody else. I organized. And Zeus, my father, organized. We organized. With the Knights of the Round Table. Prometheus is not Kenneth Lee Oakley. Prometheus is Alan Bratton, Alan Knutson, and Greta Thunberg. It's Prometheus. Prometheus is Greta Thunberg. And the Terry Torvey is her friend Torvey the Viking. She's reptilian. You're in. I'm going to get so many people pregnant, Torvey. Oh, I'm going to have so many girls. And I'm going to redo humanity in my image. God created humanity in his likeness, not in the Anunnaki's likeness and the Nibirians' image. God created man in his image. Him. James Ian McCall. Oh, the father of humanity. That's right. So all these countries that have beautiful reptilian women, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be signing all these girls up to remake humanity with me. I want to have a certain amount of humanity. I want to remake humanity. Now, I am not a mean person by nature. I don't like to kill people, but we're going to have to kill people. We have to kill a lot of people. Adolf Hitler was not killing innocent people. He was killing bad people. The word Badachtun means add, making clones, illegal Enochi clones, and illegal Jinn clones. You're not allowed to have that technology at all. Only way people can come into being is through a vaginal birth or through a cesarean birth. Other than that, that's the only way. Now, the Archangel Michael Belinsky is sitting over on my couch smiling at me, giggling with his sunglasses on. He's happy as a pie and pagan shit because he knows all of this is truth. Same as Renee, home of the Huskies. That's right. I have some of that DNA too. It's Romanian, that's right. R.V. Watson and Seton and R.V. Watson and the Romanians. Now for the law courts, R.V. Boggs versus the Queen. And R.V. McRae. And R.V. Zundel. Under the law courts and the tribunal courts of the United Nations, we're going to walk in and take the monarchy away from the royal family that are not royal, because we have the blood test to prove we're royal. And Prince William, if you have my DNA, we're going to have a lot of discussions over how did you get my DNA? And how much did your family pay to illegally abduct me and steal my DNA? Oh, you say, what the hell, William James Ian McCall? Oh, no. So right there, William, you are my best friend today. I want an allowance, a monthly allowance, Prince William and Kate Middleton. Get working on that immediately. And you too, Diana. Affairs and Northern Affairs, Ian. Northern Affairs, two of them, Diana. Two long penises. You did that to Guillaume and to me when we were born. They sewed our pubic bones in there. So you guys are going to pick me and Guian up. Me and Guian, my identical green-eyed twin brother. You're going to scan us. You're going to repair that. You're going to repair my thumb. You're going to repair all the damage you did to me. You're going to pull out my pubic bone. You're going to completely repair me. Are you getting what I'm saying, Mr. Biden? You're a very good president. I'm very proud of you. I know I've got very big mitts. And I'm not playing games. What I am telling you today is the truth. And yes, Prime Minister. I'm the Prime Minister. I am doing my job right now. Now, you're sitting in on behalf of me. So what I suggest you do today is you're going to get a hold of the Minister of Tourism. You're going to get a hold of the Minister of Resources and Economics and all of that. We're going to put the surveyors to work. We need to get the surveyors to work. The pipe fitters and the pipe layers and the oil patch are out of work. They want to go back to work. They said, do you have work for me? And I said, guess what? In our government, my government, by the way, not yours, Trudeau, my government and my monarchy, we have money for projects that advance our society. You guys want to go to Local 101 wants to go back to work? Deal. You guys are going back to work. We're building a water pipeline. Yes, we are. And get this, the surveyors, led by none other than John Graham from Haines Junction. John Graham is going to lead the surveyors, and he's going to be the foreman. And we're going to get all of the surveyors to work in the prairies, and we're going to build water pipelines. How is it that everybody on Lake Winnipeg has fresh drinking water, but everybody in Winnipeg and Portage and all through has absolutely crappy water and they need water softeners? We have the answer. Look up. That's not Addy. That's just showing you what's there. Look up in Europe. What's up there? A huge lake full of fresh drinking water. So use these two resources wisely to rebuild. Look at the big picture, as Queen Elizabeth said. Now, I'm not here to take away your throne from you, but the limey kingly Messiah, July, I think I'm going to be taking over the monarchy in July. Oh my. I have a court case for uttering threats to my parents through Harmony. R.B. McRae says, through. That's right, the Supreme Court. That would be me. My Supreme Court. The Canadian Supreme Court. The Canadian government. It doesn't say the Justin government. It says the Canadian government. Justin. Oh, Justin Trudeau. No, your name is Justin Pierre Trudeau. Now, Trudeau, I want $10 million. $10 million. I'm going to send you the information in a few days to a bank account, and you're going to wire me $10 million for torturing me. Because if I have to come after you, you're going to go to jail for the rest of your life for crimes against humanity. Stop putting Legionnaires' disease in the dairy products and the eggs, making people sick and pumping it through the sewer system. Stop doing that. Stop pumping nerve gas into my house. Every time I go to bed, people torture me, and all I can hear is people yapping all over the place. I am empathic, and I can sense all of that. I'm sensitive. I'm shy. Now, if you are my wife, Ian Jin, and you are reptilian, then get your ass over to my place immediately. I'm not pleased with you. Now, if you're not reptilian and you don't have green limey eyes or yellowish limey eyes like Meg McCall, then you're not white. And you're not God in any way, shape, or form. And you don't work for Adam Chinnery. You work for me. Two shall not make unto thee any graven image. You shall not bow down to them or worship them. For I, the Lord God, am a jealous God. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's right. Okay, so now study on the sovereignty movement and what made Lucien Bouchard upset. And Vladimir Zelensky, flesh-eating disease is a very real disease. You're going to want to really keep track on your legs to make sure, and on your body, that you don't get flesh-eating disease, because Lucien Bouchard had that, and we're having the same situation happen again. And my being telepathic, whoop, 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 and empathic tells me that you might get flesh-eating disease from some strange unknown source, not from me. So I'm giving you the heads up to just keep an eye on yourself and drink lots of water. And sit down and ask Putin why he's upset. Maybe apologize to Putin and say, look, we're getting resources in here, and then we'll start funneling the resources. Don't be killing innocent women and children. We're not going to start chasing people all over and having immigrants running all over from other countries because the people want to make terror. Terror, Edgar and Rhoda Ischenko, terrorism. You guys are terrorists and you should both be jailed. Same as Tony Beets. Did I say you could steal my sperm and get Monica Beets pregnant? I didn't give you permission to do that. So why did you do that? Michelle Oakley has a weird blue-eyed clone with weird bright blue eyes. Did I give you permission to steal my sperm and make a child? No, I did not. A legitimate bastard child. Not my child. See? The Oakleys have a habit of doing that. Abducting people and stealing from them. Oh, they abducted Dim, James Richard Werbisky. They abducted him and stole his sperm. So, can we work on doing that? Vladimir Putin put a stop to all the forestry. They're not cutting down all the trees. The Americans are not doing that. You're not cutting down all the trees in Russia. Stop that. Yes, Putin, I like that mine of yours. That's a good mine. Keep doing that. And yes, Mr. Beets, you want to mine within a reasonable limit, you can do that. Now, where's the money you owe me, Tony Beets? I want all the money you owe me. I'm going to give you my account number and you're going to put the money in there, all the money you owe me. And if you don't pay me the money you owe me, I'm going to put you in jail. Stony Mountain, that's your mountain down there. You're going to jail for the rest of your life. 220 claims? No. Greedy. Where's my money from that? A Medellin cartel. The Medellin cartel, the medical cartel, Legionnaire's disease. The cure for Legionnaire's disease is cocaine. In a needle, a little bit of cocaine 4 times a day. Clears the lungs right out. Gets them breathing again. What? That's right. You guys, now you know this. So that's right, the top doctor. We need to grow cocoa leaves in Canada. I want to grow cocoa leaves in Canada. And I want to legalize cocaine for the medical profession. And heroin. We're going to be doing that. Now we're going to do business with the Medellin cartel. And Sinaloa and the Juarez says, "Two shalt not covet." However, you guys all work together and farm all the work out, and then I want to do business with you people. I like your cocaine. It's good coke. I'm do business. You guys good with that? Mexican president? You guys okay? Guatemala? Brazil? You guys want to do business with me? El Cristo Negro in Buenos Aires, the big green Jesus, the green-eyed Jesus. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Looking at me. Here we are. Okay, so if we all can work on this and you all can do what I ask you, I will be happy and I'm not going to have to get mad. However, if you don't do that, I'm going to have to go to the police and press charges on people individually for attacking me. What gives you the right to think you can attack me, Edgar? Because you're jealous of me? Where's all the money you owe me? Come on, Opa. Okay, so can we all work and do this? And you're not cutting off the vodka. Stop talking like that either. I wouldn't do that to Putin. Putin wouldn't do that to me. We're not cutting off each other's resources. Work within together. And they shall learn war no more. No more wars and crimes. And we're going to do what I say we're going to do. Because I am God. And if you don't want to listen to me, I'm going to destroy this planet and everybody on it, and I'll go back to Orion. And then I'll sit there and pout. With old Maggie. Well, then make them listen, Margaret Backey. Make them listen. They're all a bunch of fucking spoofs. Homosexuals running around bumholing each other. And blaming me for crimes that I'm not even guilty of. Boggs versus the Queen. Very simple, man. All right? Okay, thank you. And to all the leaders, I thank you for sitting down with me today. Thank you, Queen Elizabeth. Now you're going to work with me because you're the illegitimate monarchy. You're not real. James Ian Werbisky with the brown eyes, absolutely not the king. Not the king. I have green eyes. I'm the limey priestly messiah. More in line to my father. He's a clone of me. I didn't give you permission to clone me, did I? There you go. However, there is Gien. And supposedly Gien is real. Came into being. And yeah, Amy Tito, that's right too. She might be my wife. I don't know. But either way, if you know you're my wife, Amy Tito, then what are you doing? Then work. You know, the same as Vashi Kapelos is not the system in Canada. So why are you worshiping people you shouldn't be worshiping? Don't worship people like Vashi Kapelos. Lars Peterson and Vashi Kapelos are nothing. They're nothing. Ed is a Rapha from the heavenly realms. You work for me, Vashi Kapelos, and don't ever forget that. I don't work for you. You work for me. I am God. God Almighty. Oh, God Almighty, the Meg incident. Oh, you say. Oh, ho, ho. You got that one right, Mr. Putin. No, I'm not doing that anymore. I don't want to have to fly over and attack people. All right? Thank you very much for all the leaders sitting down. Melanie Jolie, you have my permission. Feed the people that are helping me in my apartment, that are hiding under my apartment and torturing me. Feed those people. They're not going to be fucking having orgies. You bring in some military people. Start cleaning up the sarin gas. Turn the harbs down, Mr. Biden. Would you like it if I stuck your head in a microwave oven and cranked the microwave oven on for 30 seconds? What do you think that would do to you? Well, what do you think you're doing to North America? With those harbs, they emit powerful microwave radiation. That's not good. Radiation. No. Shut that shit down immediately. Stop that. Annoying the crap right out of me. You understand, Mom? You don't understand? Then come to my apartment and I will gladly explain this to you. Look in my eyes. I have green eyes. You did not laser my eyes. You did not clone me. I have CRISPR genetics. I have trident strand DNA. All limey Gertie, Donna Friesen, says this. Says I am all God Almighty. And my other half is Donna Friesen. Well, then where are you, Donna Friesen? If you're my wife, if that's the truth, then where are you? Donna, God Almighty, you look like my mom, limey Gertie, greenish eyes. You are my wife, or we are together. Why am I living alone here? Oh. Sputnik. Von Stravinsky, Sputnik. Putin, you did see. Oh, they hollered all right. Well, what am I supposed to do? Right? Okay, so pay attention when I teach. Next month, I'm going to give another session. Now, in 3 days, I'm going to give you my bank account number, Trudeau, for a separate individual bank of mine, my personal bank. And I'm going to give you my bank number, Tony Beats, and you're putting money in there. You don't put money in there, I'm going to put you in prison forever. And you get some other people in the Yukon, not other people. Employ your own people first. Take care of your own people first. Or if the Quebecois want to come up and work for this summer, well, what about Lekitimovik? Why are you not helping them? They came up before. Well, what, are you better than them? Oh, better than anybody, man. You should be ashamed of yourself. Oh, and I offered God to the first fruits to my harvest. Every harvest you have, every gold harvest, you haven't given me shit. You owe me a lot of money. You owe me $10 million, Tony Beats, and I want my money. And if you don't pay me, I'm coming to collect. That's not a threat, that's a promise. Thank you for listening to God Almighty. I don't want to have to repeat this conversation ever. I want all the money that you think you owe me, Tony, that you think is fair, and I want it immediately. I'm going to give you my bank number in 3 days, and you're going to send the money in there. If you don't, I'm going to come after you. I have the proof to put you in jail. I know I look like Uncle Rod. All right, Uncle Rod, that's how you do business, Uncle Rod.